Hi everyone, welcome to our channel Bibbidi Bobbidi Books. My name is Ellie and this is going to be my Summerween reading vlog. So I am super excited to start my Summerween vlog. This is such a fun readathon. If you haven't heard of it before, it's a readathon that was hosted by Gabby Reads and Olivia Reads a Latte. They do it every year. I'll leave their links and things down below so you can go and check it out. It did actually take place in July, so I'm a little bit late to the party with this one, but unfortunately I had loads going on in July and I didn't have time to take part in this readathon, but I'm going to do it anyway. I'm going to do it just a bit postponed and I hope that's okay. But I'm super excited because it sounds really fun. So yeah, I'm going to be starting it this week. Today is Monday, it's the start of a new week. I've got the day off and so I thought this would be a perfect time to start this vlog. So I hope that you enjoy this video. In terms of the prompts for this readathon, so there are quite a few prompts to do. The first one is to read a book in the dark. So for this prompt I wanted to pick something that was going to be quite short and sweet because I don't want to be sitting in the dark for too long, and the book that I've decided to read is Snowglass Apples by Neil Gaiman and Colleen Doran. So this is a gorgeous graphic novel. It's a dark fairy tale retelling which is right up my street. I believe it's a retelling of Snow White, and yeah, I'm very excited for this one because the artwork looks stunning, and I'm also trying to read all of Neil Gaiman's works, so this is going to be a tick off the list for that. So yeah, I'm super excited to read this one in the dark. The next prompt is read a book with Halloween colours on the cover. Now for this prompt I was going to read Nettle and Bone, and I am going to be reading this one, but I'm just not going to be finishing it this week because I'm actually buddy reading this with Reading Nymph and with Skim with Steph, and we're doing a certain number of chapters each week. So I will be reading my portion of this book this week, but I'm not going to be finishing it, so I don't know if this will technically count towards that prompt. So for alternative options for that prompt, I'm thinking of picking up maybe another graphic novel just to make it a little bit easier for myself because I am quite a slow reader, and the one that I'm thinking of is The Me You Love in the Dark. So this is written by Scotty Young and George Corona. This is like a haunted house graphic novel which I thought would just be absolutely perfect for Summerween. I love things that have a haunted house setting, and I mean yellow and blue aren't really that Halloweeny, but there is quite a lot of orange and red going on the back, so I feel like it will count for this prompt. And yeah, I'm really excited about this one. So yeah, I'm going to be reading that one this week. Another option for that prompt that I might choose is A Pinch of Magic by Michelle Harrison. This is a middle grade, so I thought that it might be quite easy to get through this one in a week, so I may well be picking that one up for this prompt as well. I'm going to sort of mood read a little bit. The next prompt is read a book with haunt in the title. So I only actually had one book with haunt in the title, so I'm going to be reading that one, and the book is The Haunting of Evelyn Jones. This is a middle grade and it's going to be a reread for me because I actually read this one last year and really enjoyed it and was surprised by how creepy it is for a middle grade book. So yeah, I'm really excited to give that one another read. And then the final prompt is to read a slasher. So for this one I'm going to be reading a book on my Kindle, and I'm going to be reading Kill River. I forget the author's name off the top of my head, but I'll put a picture up on the screen for you so that you can see. But this one sounds like such a fun slasher because it's set in the 80s and it's supposed to read quite like a 80s horror movie, and 80s horror movies are my favourite type of horror movies, so I'm very excited for all that. It's supposed to have all of the cliches and tropes that we know and love from the 80s horror movies, and it's also set in an abandoned water park, which is just perfect. That sounds like the ideal setting for a summer-based slasher. So yeah, I'm really excited to give that one a go. So yeah, those are the books that I'm going to be trying to read this week. I also have some other books on the go as well, so it's going to be quite a heavy week of reading for me, but I'm super excited, cannot wait. And I thought that a really fun way to start this vlog would be to go to TK Maxx because they have all of their Halloween and autumn stuff out on display at the moment, and I just absolutely love looking around all their homeware and things. So I think I'm going to go there, have a little look. I'm on the hunt for a nice like cozy candle that I can burn this week to get myself in the mood, and and yeah, I'm just so excited. So I really hope that you enjoy this vlog, and I guess I'll check in with you a little bit later on. So it's a little bit later on, I'm back from the shop and I had such a nice time. Honestly, TK Maxx has the best selection of autumn Halloween stuff. So if you're looking for homeware, 100% recommend going to TK Maxx, or I think it's called TJ Maxx in America. But yeah, I bought a few little treats for myself. Did I need any of these things? Probably not, but did they make me happy? Yes, absolutely. So yeah, I was on the hunt for a candle and they had such a great selection of candles in the shop. They had so many really cute ones with Halloweeny designs on, and I was really tempted to get some of the like pumpkin-y spiced ones because I love the smell of cinnamon and pumpkin spice, but I just thought they were a little bit too Halloweeny, and I'm not quite there yet. It is still summer, so I've gone for one that's a little bit more neutral, but I am still very excited for this one. And this is a gorgeous little flapjack candle, and it comes in this really lovely glass container. I think it looks really classy, and honestly the smell of this one is heavenly. I can even smell it like without the lid off. It's so strong. But yeah, it just smells like home baking. It's the coziest scent. It smells like vanilla buttercream with like a little bit of a spice to it. It's so lovely. So I'm really excited to burn this one later and to get cozy and to just feel all autumnal because I love the autumn and I'm super excited. So yes, very pleased with my candle purchase. And then I also bought some little cookie cutters, which is perfect because I think I forgot to say, but one of the prompts for Summerween is actually to do some Halloween baking. So I thought this was ideal because I can make some little cookies or something. And then I also bought myself a item that I definitely didn't need, but I couldn't leave it behind. And that is this really gorgeous platter. So this is really lovely quality actually. I was really surprised. It's super heavy. It's a really lovely ceramic platter, and I thought it would look really lovely to like put the cookies on here and to just put treats on or snacks and things, or just have it as like a display piece on the table if I want that when it comes to Halloween. So I will definitely be getting a lot of use out of this over the years, and the design on it is just adorable. So yeah, I'm super excited to have this plate as well. So yeah, those are the bits that I picked up. I could have bought the whole shop, but I feel like I was quite restrained, which is good for me. And yeah, so now the plan is to get cracking with some reading. I think I'm going to start with one of the graphic novels just to ease myself in a little bit. So I'm going to make myself a nice cup of coffee, I'm going to snuggle up by the sofa, and I'm going to do some reading. So yeah, I hope you're enjoying this video so far, and I guess I'll check in with you later if I have a reading update. Okay, so hey guys, I have just finished The Me You Love in the Dark, this graphic novel. I read it all in one sitting. It was quite short actually and quite easy to get through, and I really enjoyed this one. I was pleasantly surprised by this one actually. I'm glad that I didn't know a whole ton about this graphic novel before going into it, because I think that really made me enjoy the story even more, and I was surprised about kind of the direction that this went. But yeah, this is a graphic novel. It's about an artist, so it's a young woman who's an artist, and she has lost inspiration for her artwork. She no longer really connects with the art pieces that she's doing. She doesn't really feel like they reflect her as a person, so she's trying to find inspiration again, and she wants to create artwork that feels more real to her. And so she decides to move into a new location. So she moves into this creepy house which has been rumoured to be haunted, and she goes there because she thinks that if she's in this setting then maybe she'll feel inspired and she might create some artwork that has a little bit more to it and that's a little bit darker maybe. And we follow her journey basically as she moves into this house. She lives in the house for, I think it's a year that she's there, and we see how that affects her as a person and how that affects her artwork. And as I'm sure you can probably imagine, the house, she might not be the only person who lives in this house, and we see her as she forms a bit of a relationship with whatever else might be in the house. And it's a really interesting look into relationships, into relying on someone as your source of inspiration and how that might not necessarily be a good thing. It talks about how relationships can turn unhealthy. It talks about possessiveness, it talks about abuse, and it has a lot of dark themes and adult content in here as well, so just be warned of that before you go in here. There's quite a lot of graphic scenes and content in here, potentially triggering things as well, so definitely check that out before you go into this one, as you would expect from a horror graphic novel. But yeah, I enjoyed this. I thought the artwork was really gorgeous in this story, and I think the colours and the drawings and the illustrations in here actually told the story really well, and I really enjoyed that about this. So yeah, I'm glad that they told this story in a graphic novel format, if that makes sense. My only criticisms would be that it felt a little bit too short, but I think that's just a me thing, because I feel like that about all graphic novels. I always want a little bit more, unless it's like a graphic novel series. I just don't really seem to get on with them that well, because I just want a little bit more. But all in all, I did really enjoy this one. It was very spooky and creepy and intense and everything that you want from a horror graphic novel. So yeah, I really enjoyed that one. Now I'm gonna have a little bit of a break. I'm gonna go and make some food, and I'm gonna hang out with my partner for a bit. I think we're gonna watch some Haunting of Hill House, which is a series on Netflix that we're both really enjoying, because yes, I am in the mood for all things spooky apparently at the moment. So we're gonna go and enjoy that, and then this evening I might try and read my other graphic novel In the Dark, so I can get that prompt ticked off as well. And yeah, I'm doing pretty well so far considering it's only the first day. So yeah, I'm gonna head off now and I will speak to you later on. Hello. I don't know why I feel like I need to whisper. I think it's because the lights are off. But I am now going to fulfill the prompt of reading a book in the dark. So I'm going to read Snowglass Apples by Neil Gaiman, and I'm excited. So yeah, let's do this. Hello. So I have just finished Snowglass Apples by Neil Gaiman, and I enjoyed it. I'll probably chat to you more about this tomorrow because I'm quite tired and I think I'm going to head to bed. But it was suitably creepy and the artwork was really fantastic. But yeah, I'll chat to you more about this I think in the morning, because I'm now going to go and head to bed. Hi everyone, it is Tuesday evening and I've gotten straight into my pyjamas after work, and I just wanted to pop on here quickly and give you a bit of a reading update. So you will have seen yesterday that I read Snowglass Apples by Neil Gaiman and Colleen Doran. I read this in the dark, which was actually really fun, and it made it even more spooky because this is quite a creepy book. It's a very, very dark adult fairy tale retelling, and it has some really, really gorgeous imagery in there, and actually reading it in the dark made it even more of a like atmospheric experience, so it was really cool. And I did enjoy this one, but it was very quick. Things wrapped up very, very quickly. I think it's only about 60 pages or something, so it's a very short story, but I like the way that it was written. It was a little bit different to other graphic novels that I've read because there's no dialogue between characters. It's all narrated by the Queen, so that was quite an interesting take on things, and it definitely felt like she was telling you like this dark fairy tale story, which was quite cool. And the standout for me though is absolutely the artwork, because the art in here and the images are just gorgeous. If you like gothic images and gothic artwork, then I would recommend this book to you, because honestly the illustrations in here are so stunning, and that's definitely the standout for this book. Yeah, they are graphic though, so just be warned of that. This is definitely adult, so just a heads up for that. But what I really liked about this is there's a section at the back that is actually written by the illustrator, and it's her talking about sort of their inspiration behind the artwork in this story. And there's also, you know, some early images in here and some concept art, and it was just really, really cool reading that section at the back of this book, and I'm really glad that it was included. I almost enjoyed that bit more than the actual story itself, which is weird, but yeah, I did really love the art in here. So yeah, I would recommend it, although it is very quick and also definitely adult. And then in the evening after I finished that, I went up to bed and I did do a little bit more reading when I was upstairs. I actually read the next couple of chapters of Nettle and Bone, so I'm now up to date with my buddy read. So we are reading a set number of chapters each week, so I've read all the chapters that I need to read for this week, so I'm ahead of the game, which is good because I want to concentrate on the other books that I've got for Summerween this week. But yeah, I am really, really enjoying this book. This is such a fun fairy tale story. It's a dark fairy tale, so there are some heavy themes in here, so just be warned of that before you go into this one. Particularly in the beginning of the book, there's quite a lot of potentially triggering content, so just a heads up for that. Definitely go and check out those trigger warnings. But if you can kind of push past those first chapters, it does definitely lighten up and it becomes a really fun story. So in this story we follow our main character Mara, who is a 30-year-old woman. She's actually a princess, and her sister is sent to marry the prince, and Mara is actually moved into a convent where she's basically raised. And we follow Mara, and she basically finds out that this prince character is a really, really nasty piece of work, and she's quite worried about her sister's safety, and so she decides to put a plan together to try and basically get rid of this prince. And she joins together with a really eclectic group of characters. There's quite a random bunch of them that all come together to try and basically overthrow this prince character, and it's really fun because you've got a grave witch, you've got a reluctant fairy godmother, you've got a strapping former knight, and you've also got a chicken possessed by a demon. So it's a really random group of characters that all come together for this quest to overthrow this prince. There's quite a lot of funny moments in here as well, which I think is needed to lift it out of the darkness. And yes, while there are some heavy things that are talked about in the beginning of this book, I think that's needed to make us as a reader get on board with the main character's motive. So I can see why it's there, and it is incredibly atmospheric. And then in terms of my reading for tonight, I think my plan is to start Kill River, which is the slasher that I'm going to be reading for Summerween. I think what I'm going to do is get a sample on my Kindle and just read the first couple of chapters and just make sure that I'm like into it before I buy it. So yeah, I think that's the plan for tonight. I'm just gonna see what I think of the first couple of chapters and see if I actually want to invest in buying it on my Kindle. So yeah, that's all of my updates, and I am now going to go and make myself some tea, and I guess I'll check in with you later on. Hi everyone, so it is Friday, it's finally the weekend. Honestly, this week has been so long. I've been so busy with work, so I'm very pleased that it's finally the weekend. And yeah, I'm just sorry that I haven't really updated you that much this week, but you honestly haven't missed a whole time because I've basically just been working. I work 8 till 6 and then I'm normally very tired in the evenings, and by the time I have made my tea and sorted myself out, it's normally almost time for bed. So you really haven't missed much, but I have done quite a lot of reading, so I thought I'd give you a bit of an update. So I did end up starting Kill River, and I am now up to chapter 11, which is 36% of the way through. So I've made a little bit of my way through this thriller slasher, and I am finding it okay. I'm not blown away or anything at the moment. It's basically just been setting up the story so far, so I'm kind of just waiting for the juicy stuff to happen. So the basic premise for this book is that it is a slasher set in the 80s, and we're following a group of kids. The main character is a teenage girl, and she is quite shy. She's also very into her music. She's always listening to her cassettes, and she doesn't have that many friends, so her parents think it would be a great idea for her to go off to a summer camp to try and socialise a bit more and to I guess push herself out of her comfort zone a little bit. But she really doesn't want to go because she thinks that it's for younger kids, and she just wants to stay at home and listen to her music. But she ends up going to this camp, and she ends up making friends with this quite popular girl and also 2 boys who are kind of troublemakers, and the 4 of them strike up this friendship, and for one reason or another they basically decide that they are going to break out of this summer camp because they're fed up with being there. And so what they do is they steal a key and they steal this raft, and they decide that it'd be a brilliant idea to sail this raft down the river in the middle of the night to basically try and escape the camp. But of course things go wrong, they get lost, and that is pretty much where I'm up to at the moment. So nothing too scary has happened yet, but I'm very much looking forward to when that kicks in. And I know from reading the synopsis that this actually takes place in an abandoned water park, so I'm assuming they're going to stumble across this water park soon, and I'm very excited for that bit because I think it's going to be a little bit more interesting. So yeah, it's okay so far, but I'm just waiting for it to get a bit more exciting. There's nothing particularly special about the writing or anything, but it's very easy to get through quickly. So yeah, we'll see how I go with that one. And then I did also pick up a different book as well because I was in the mood for a middle grade, and this middle grade has been staring at me on my shelves, and I've been wanting to read this one for a really long time because I've heard such fantastic things about this one. So this is A Pinch of Magic, written by Michelle Harrison, and yeah, I picked this one up recently and I absolutely sailed through it. I'm already up to page 205, so I've only got a little chunk left, and this is really fun. I really enjoy the atmosphere in this one. So this one takes place in this town, this quiet town, and we're following 3 siblings, so 3 sisters of this family, and they all live with their grandmother in a pub called the Poacher's Pocket, which is really cute. And the main character in this one is the middle sibling, so she is a girl called Betty, and basically she discovers that there is actually this curse that has been placed on their family and has been haunting them for many generations, and Betty decides to take things into her own hands and she wants to break this curse. So she sets off on this mission to break this curse, and her sisters come along with her for the journey, and it takes off from there really. Of course we've got some magic in there. Each of the 3 sisters actually inherit a magical item which they use on their adventure, and yeah, it's really atmospheric. So the book actually takes place on Halloween. It starts off on Halloween, and it's set in this kind of drizzly town that borders on this like lake, and there's also this prison which is very nearby, which is rumoured to be haunted. So it's quite a creepy, eerie setting, which I just love, and I think this is absolutely perfect if you're looking for something to pick up this autumn season if you're a fan of middle grade. I also just love the sibling dynamic in here, and it's really obvious that the siblings will do anything for each other, and each of the 3 siblings feel very distinct, like they each have very unique personalities, and that really shines through in the pages, and it's just fun. I just love a middle grade. So yeah, I've been absolutely eating this one up, and I'm very excited to finish it and move on to the next one in this series. And yeah, that's you all up to date with my reading this week. My plans for tonight are to do some baking because I want to fulfill the prompt of baking a Halloweeny treat. So I'm going to make some cookies, I think, tonight. So yeah, I will check in with you a little bit later. So it is Saturday today. I have actually already been up and out this morning. I went into town because I needed to pick up a few bits and pieces because I'm actually going away on holiday next weekend, which is very exciting. I'm going away with my boyfriend for 10 days on a beachy holiday and I could not be more excited for it. It's been a long time coming and I'm just so excited to have a break. So yeah, it was nice going into town and picking up a few bits that I wanted for the holiday, and I will actually be filming a dedicated reading vlog when I go away, so keep an eye out for that on my channel. I'll probably split it into 2 vlogs, I think, because we're there for 10 days, so it's a fairly long trip, but we'll see how it turns out. But keep an eye out for that because I think it's going to be a really fun one. So yeah, I'm super excited for that. And yeah, now I'm just going to settle down and do some reading before I go out this evening, and I thought I'd turn the camera on and give you a bit of an update. So I am now 55% of the way through Kill River, so I'm just over the halfway mark and it's definitely picked up now. I felt like it took a little bit of a while for me to get into it because initially not that much was happening. It was mostly just teenage drama, which just wasn't really interesting me that much. But now our main characters have stumbled across this water park and it's actually a really cool setting. It's really creepy. It's this abandoned water park in the middle of the forest, and the mascot for this water park is this really creepy image of this man with this big smiley face, and that picture appears all over the place in the water park, which is just really creepy. And some sort of scary stuff has started to happen. People are sort of seeing things, and someone may have gone missing, and yeah, it's definitely starting to ramp up now. And I think it's interesting because obviously the characters initially were quite excited to be in this water park that's abandoned and they were rushing to get on all the rides and everything, and I think it's slowly dawning on our characters that actually it might be quite dangerous for them to be there. So yeah, I'm enjoying this one. It's quick and easy to get through as well, so I would recommend this to you if you're looking for something that's going to be easy and fun and doesn't take itself too seriously. But yeah, anyway, I'm going to settle down and read a little bit more on my Kindle, and then this evening I am off out because I've got tickets to go and see The Waitress, which is a musical that's touring the UK at the moment, and it's come to Norwich, which is very exciting. So yeah, I'm super excited to go and see that show because I was actually lucky enough to see that in London a couple of years ago, and I really enjoyed it and I became obsessed with the soundtrack. And so when I saw that it was coming to Norwich, I was really excited to get my hands on some tickets to go and watch it again. So yeah, I'm really excited to go and see that. I'm a big musicals fan, and yeah, that's my plans for the day. So I'm just going to crack on and do some reading because I'm supposed to finish this slasher book in this vlog, so I better crack on with that, and I guess I'll check in with you a little bit later. So we've just been to see the last ever show of The Waitress
in little old Norwich.
And what did you think of it? It was your first time seeing it.
It was great, I really enjoyed it. I'd heard all the songs before, so I kind of knew most of them, but really enjoyed the show. Because
I've been obsessively playing the soundtrack for ages, because I saw it in London a while back and just fell in love with it, and then was obsessed with the soundtrack, and then booked tickets to come to the show in Norwich. It was so good. It was so good, and it was really fun watching the final performance because the actors were like extra emotional and they were just having a really fun time at the end. They were all dancing around and everything, and it was just a really fun like atmosphere. So it was so good. Sorry if this is really dark.
We decided to walk because the theatre in Norwich is only probably about 25 minutes from our house.
Yeah.
So quite good, really.
Yeah.
Sorry, I don't know why I'm butting in and
no, it's okay.
sharing fun facts about where we live.
Anyway, we're gonna go home now and eat some cheesecake, and then I will talk to you about books at some point. I've just been a bit busy, but yeah, I'll check in with you later. Hey guys, so it is Sunday and I've just filmed a tag video for my booktube channel, which should be coming your way very soon, but I just wanted to pop on here and give you an update because I have actually finished Kill River. So I read most of it yesterday and then I polished it off this morning because I couldn't put it down, because let me tell you, that book goes from 0 to 100. Like literally the first 50% of the book was really slow and not particularly interesting in my opinion, but then as soon as we got to the water park things really started picking up, and then we got all of the slasher intensity and it was a wild ride. There was some really graphic, gross scenes, as you would expect from a slasher, so just be warned before you go in. I feel like I was lulled into a bit of a false sense of security when I was reading the beginning of the book, but yeah, it gets pretty intense, and as I say, I couldn't put it down. My only criticism would be that it was a little bit predictable, but that's okay, and I didn't love any of the characters really, but again, that's okay. I feel like in a slasher you don't really need to fall in love with the characters, so I wasn't too bothered by that, but I also just felt like it was just a bit too long. I feel like it needed to be cut down a little bit. Maybe the beginning bit didn't need to be quite as long, and I just feel like it's hard to keep up that intensity for like quite a long book. So yeah, those are my only complaints really, but it was really fun. It kept me flipping through the pages. Yeah, I had a wild time with that book, and would recommend. Oh, the only other thing I wanted to say actually about it is that I don't really know why the main characters were so young, because they were all 13-14 years of age, and that, don't get me wrong, that's fine, but there were just some bits in the book that I just felt a little bit uncomfortable about, given the fact that they were such young children. For example, there was a bit where it was implied that two of the characters might have been getting intimate, and they're just so young. It's just a bit like, ugh. So yeah, I just don't know why that choice was made really. I feel like they should have just been aged up, or just those bits could have just been taken out. But aside from that, it was a fun time. As I said, it was intense, it was gory, it was everything that you'd expect from a slasher. You've just got to get through the first 50% of the book. So yeah, I'm really pleased that I read that one. And yeah, so my plans for today are, I still need to read the book with Haunt in the title to complete this readathon. So I need to reread The Haunting of Evelyn Jones, so I think I'm going to curl up and read that on the sofa this morning. And yeah, hopefully I'll finish it quite quickly because it's a middle grade, and also I have read it before, so it should be quite quick to flick through. So I'm gonna chill out with my cup of tea and read some of that, but then I need to do some boring things. Like I need to do some washing for the week ahead, and I also need to pack for my holiday next week. So yeah, I don't know how much reading I'm actually going to get done because I've got bits and pieces that I need to do, but we shall see. Anyway, I hope that you're enjoying this video, and I guess I will check in with you later on today. Okay, so hi guys, I've just been sat here reading a little bit of The Haunting of Evelyn Jones, and I've just got up to page 63. So I've made a little chunk in this book, but I actually think I'm going to end this vlog here, just because, as I said before, I've got quite a lot of things that I need to do to just sort my life out before the week ahead tomorrow. I've also got to go to the shop and yeah, I've got to do a bunch of stuff. So yeah, I thought I'd wrap up the video here, but I just wanted to just quickly chat with you about this book. So this is a middle grade, it's a spooky middle grade, and it's really atmospheric. I actually forgot how atmospheric this book is. It's actually really quite creepy for a middle grade. So in this story we follow our main character Evelyn, and she is a young girl who is kind of obsessed with ghost stories, and she basically ends up moving to this town to stay with her aunt, and she stumbles across this bookshop, and in the bookshop she finds this very intriguing book and finds out that it actually belonged to this girl called Primrose who actually went missing. And so Evelyn basically sets out trying to solve this mystery of this girl who went missing, and she's helped along the way by her friend Harold, who she meets in the bookshop. And it's quite creepy. It's a ghosty story, and what I love about it is the setting, because it's set in this sort of seaside town, so it's quite it just feels very atmospheric. We've got the kind of cold sea spray, and the town is quite quiet. There's not many people that live there, and it's just a bit eerie, and yeah, it's definitely perfect for the autumn season, as you can imagine from this cover. But I really hope that you have enjoyed this reading vlog. I managed to read the slasher, I read the book with autumn colours on the front, I read A Book in the Dark, and I even started A Pinch of Magic as well, which I feel like I haven't really spoken to you that much about, but I'm quite near the end of that book now. I think I've got about 100 pages left, and yeah, it's been a really good reading week for me, considering I'm actually quite a slow reader, so I'm really pleased with the amount that I managed to get done. So yeah, thank you so much for watching. If you're still here by the time you're watching this little clip, then please do leave me a little autumn leaf in the comments, and yeah, that just lets me know that you're here, and I just love it when I see comments like that. So thank you so much for supporting my channel and for watching me. Please consider subscribing if you want to see more from me, and like this video if you liked it, because it really does help my channel out. And yeah, I guess I'll see you next time with another video. Bye.